Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Welcome to Smashing English. I am an English teacher and I am going to be taking an English test. So I'm going to be taking a C1 level test. I think C2 is a great thing to aim for, but for this video, I think it will be the most useful if we do C1. So this is the C1 English test on the American and British Academy website. There are 19 questions and they say that they are specially formulated to really test if you have a C1 level. Okie dokie, C1 English test. Find out if you're at the C1 level with this free, I love free is great, free English test. Okay, start now. Question 1 out of 19. She's married and she has three, what do you think? She has three children, three child. So the answer is children, because the plural of child is children. Now, they're actually missing an option, I think, because so many of my students say children's. So they say, oh, I have 4 children's. So they know that children is the correct word, but their brain really wants to put an S on the end because they know it's a plural. So make sure that you don't say children's. Watch out for that one. That's a really common mistake. So children, please. Okay, she is usually in bed by, and the time they've given us, it says 11:30. So what are we going to say? Is this 11:30, 11:30, 11:30? Now this does depend on what kind of English you are learning. There is only one correct answer here, but if you are studying American English, if you work in America, then you would probably say 11:30, 11:30, because it's nice and simple, nice and easy. I always tell my students, do it the way that they do it in the US. It's a lot easier because in the US they literally just say 11:30, 11:35, 12:30, 12:20, 12:21, 12:45. They just say the number and then the other number. When you get to Britain, we start to do things a little bit more complicated. So we would say 11:30. So when you have that 30, half past. But yeah, 11:30 would be the correct answer in this test. To concerts. Does Sally go to concerts? Do Sally goes to concerts? Do Sally go to concerts? What do you think? Does Sally go is the answer. We're going to go for does Sally go, because all of these options are in some version of the present simple. So we are talking about a regular action that Sally does every week, every 2 weeks, every month. It's regular. So we're going to put it in the present simple because we use the present simple for regular habits, regular activities. But Sally is one other person. She's a he, a she, an it. So we would say does. So does he like pizza? Does Laura like donuts? Yes, she does. Okay, we always have snow. January. I hear this mistake all the time from my students. Months are so annoying because we say on Monday, we say on Friday, but we say at noon, we say at night, and months we say in January. So the best way to remember it is think of a month as like a huge category. It's 30 days, 31 days. When you are in the process of doing January, you are inside it. It's like January starts here, it ends there, and you are inside the scope. So you are in January. Whereas when you think of a day, like Monday, think of yourself on a calendar. So imagine like a calendar and you are stepping from one day to the other. So you say, okay, now I am on Monday. Woohoo! Now I'm on Tuesday. Now I'm on Wednesday. So if you can think of those images, that might help. A lot of students are visual learners. So when they have an image, it sticks. Question number 5. There isn't sugar in this coffee. What do you think? There isn't no sugar in this coffee, there isn't any sugar in this coffee, or there isn't some sugar in this coffee. So no would be a double negative. There isn't no sugar. And some people do say that. Double negatives are very common. Adele did it. In Adele's song, Easy on Me, she says, there ain't no gold There ain't no. That's a double negative. There isn't no. So it's incorrect, but you might still hear it because people do it. So we are in the negative. There isn't any. So when we are talking about there not being something, we're going to use any. There isn't any sugar in this coffee. There aren't any cakes left because I ate them all. So there isn't any sugar in this coffee. Okay, question number 6. Is this house? So this is all about where to put that apostrophe, because apostrophes, possessive apostrophes, are quite easy when it's one person, because you say Laura and then Laura's. So this is Laura's bag. Laura apostrophe S. Easy peasy. But when you've already got a plural, so parents, they are a plural, and you want to say that the house belongs to both of them, that becomes a lot trickier. So if it was one parent, so my mum, I could say that's my parents' house with an apostrophe before the S, just like normal, just like Laura's house. But because we are talking about both of them, we are saying it belongs to both of them, you put the apostrophe afterwards. So if the ownership is for plural, so parents, there are 2 of them, and you want to say that it belongs to both, put the apostrophe after the S. Okay, so this would be your parents' apostrophe after the S. Is this your parents' house? Okay, to a concert this evening. The concert at 7:30. So we've got, I'm going to a concert this evening. The concert starts at 7:30. I go to a concert this evening. The concert starts at 7:30. I'm going to a concert this evening. The concert is starting at 7:30. Okay, this is tricky because we've got lots of different amalgamations. So it's definitely not the middle one. So let's definitely not say that, because we're saying I go to a concert. That's the present simple. So we use the present simple for things that are regular, that happen all the time. So I don't think you always go to a concert this evening, because this evening is just once. So you can't always go to a concert this evening. So it's definitely not that one. Now, the real trick is it the concert starts at 7:30 or the concert is starting at 7:30? I'll be honest, I hear both from native speakers. I hear both. I could say the concert is starting at 7:30. I hear the concert starts at 7:30. However, the more grammatically correct one, what do you think? Starts or starting? Starts, because this is a fact that is always true. It's from the time that they planned the concert 6 months ago to the time it starts, it is always true that it starts. It's not starting right now. It's not something that is currently happening right now. It's just a true fact. A bit like water boils at 100 degrees. That's a true fact. It's always true. Water boils at 100 degrees. But if you were standing outside of the concert venue and someone was late, you could say, hurry up, it's starting. It's starting now. It's literally starting right now. I can hear the music. That would be correct. But for this one, we're going to say starts. Okay, question number 8. You smoke here as you cause a fire. So we've got you must smoke here as you may cause a fire. Now we know that can't be correct because we're not telling someone they must smoke. We're not saying, yes, you must, please smoke. So definitely not the first one. You mustn't smoke here as you may cause a fire. You mustn't smoke here as you may not cause a fire. Well, we're not saying that they might not cause a fire. We're saying that they may cause a fire. So it has to be that middle one. You mustn't smoke here as you may cause a fire. I don't see you before. Have a nice holiday. So unless I don't see you before, have a nice holiday. In case I don't see you before, have a nice holiday. As soon as I don't see you before, have a nice holiday. So what is your instinct here? What's your instinct? So the speaker is saying, okay, have a nice holiday because I might not see you again. I might not see you before your holiday. So just in case, I'm just worried that this might happen, in case I don't see you before, have a nice holiday. So in case is used for like you're preparing for something that might not happen. So, okay, in case the sun shines, take sun cream. Or in case I don't see you, I just want to tell you, well done, you've done a great job. So in case I don't see you before, have a nice holiday. Okay, any eggs for breakfast this morning? Okay, so this is back to the any issue, right? So remember, is any for positives or negatives? It's for negatives, so it can't be there were any, can't be there was any, it's got to be there weren't. There weren't any eggs for breakfast this morning, so I had to go and chase a chicken to find some eggs. There weren't any eggs for breakfast this morning. I eat chocolate. Oof. I know this struggle. Okay, so I eat too many chocolate. I eat too much chocolate. I eat as many as chocolate. Okay, so as many as doesn't make any sense. So it's to do with too much or too many. So is chocolate countable? That's the question. Chocolate is uncountable because chocolate takes so many forms. Chocolate could be a chocolate bar, it could be a chocolate cake, it could be chocolate... Oh, now I'm daydreaming. It could be chocolate, chocolate raisins, chocolate peanuts. So because it takes so many different forms, it's uncountable. So I eat too much chocolate. It's not good. Okay, your accent is in the class. Your accent is in the class. Your accent is the worst in the class. Your accent is worse in the class. Your accent is the worst in the class. So we know that this is going to be a superlative because we've got in the class. So we are talking about a group. We're saying your accent is, where is it? Is it the best? Or is it down the other end? It can't be a comparative because if we're talking about the whole group, I can't say your accent is better in the class because who am I comparing it to? I'm talking about the whole group. Where do you stand? So is it the worst or the worst? So one of these is the comparative and the other one is the superlative. So worse on its own, that is the comparative. So you could say she is worse than me. But when we talk about superlatives, the worst, the worst. That is the most bad. So remember it this way, the best and the worst. How long? Her. How long? Her. How long have you known her? How long do you know her? How long you have known her? Okay, so this has definitely got to be the present perfect because you still know her, but you started knowing her in the past. So when you have something that started in the past but continues now, present perfect. So it's definitely not the middle one because that's the present simple. But only one of these is formatted like a question. So this one at the bottom is not a question. You have known. That's not a question. Have you known? That's a question. So how long have you known her? If she was dead... If she was dead, then we could use the past simple. How long did you know her? Because you don't know her anymore. So how long did you know her? It's so sad she's dead. But she's not dead and you're not dead. This is still happening. So how long have you known her? Okay, we're on the home straight. Last 5. She doesn't read the newspaper every day. I. Neither does I. Neither do I. Neither doesn't I. So it's not neither doesn't because we don't need the doesn't because neither is already a negative. So when we say I, do we say I do or I does? Do we say I do a lot of homework or I does a lot of homework? We say do, right? So it's got to be neither do I. They English when I saw them. They TV. Shocking. So they were studying English when I saw them. They were watching TV. They weren't studying English when I saw them. They were watching TV. They weren't studying when I saw them. They are watching TV. Okay, so it can't be the last one because suddenly we've changed the tense of the story. So what would be the point in saying the first part of the sentence and then suddenly changing to what they're doing now? That makes no sense. You are saying that when you saw them, this was or wasn't happening. This was happening. So we would say they weren't studying English when I saw them. They were watching TV. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. I can't believe it. So it's got to be the second one. They weren't studying. They were watching. Why didn't they the beds yesterday? Why didn't they the beds yesterday? So why didn't they do the beds yesterday? Why didn't they make the beds yesterday? Why didn't they made the beds yesterday? So it says yesterday, so your instinct might be made. That's the only one in the past tense, made. But didn't has put us in the past simple. We don't need to then do another past simple verb. When you have didn't, the next verb after it is in the present simple. So it's not made. So is it do or make? Now, I have an issue with this because you can say both. I would say do the bed. I would 100% say do the bed, definitely. But it's more correct to say make. When you put the sheets back and everything, you make the bed. That is correct. But you will also hear do the beds a lot. Technically, it's make. So why didn't they make the beds yesterday? No meeting on Monday. There will be no meeting on Monday. There won't be a no meeting on Monday. There will have no meeting on Monday. Have, this last one, have, who? Who have? There will have? That doesn't make sense. If it said we will have no meeting on Monday, okay, because someone can do the having. There can't do the having. Now, no meeting is already pretty negative. No meeting. So we can't say there won't be no meeting, because then that sounds like there will be a meeting. There will not be no meeting. So there will be a meeting. So it's got to be the first one. There will be no meeting on Monday. Woohoo! 2 more questions. We've got this. She told me him any money. She told me to lend not him any money. She told me not to lend him any money. She told me not lend him any money. What do you think? What do you think? The middle one. She told me not to lend him any money. So we can't put the not after the verb. I lend not. It sounds very Shakespearean. So not to lend, infinitive verb. She told me not to lend him any money. She told me not to speak to him. He told me not to play with that toy. They told him not to speak like that. Okay, last question, here we go. Now I just want to point out that all through this video I have been using my new Flexispot ergonomic BS12 Pro chair. Now I may be very good at English quizzes, but I have terrible posture, and this is the only chair that has helped correct that and that feels good. And if you spend a lot of time studying English online, or you just spend time at a desk, you should really consider this setup because it has absolutely changed everything for me. It's got a really great back tilt feature which you can lock in place with one of the middle buttons. So if you think, you know what, I just want to sit like this for a bit, I want to lock it here, I can just sit back. Oh, lovely, beautiful. And I've never had a chair that does this before, but it's got a seat depth adjustment. So whatever works for your posture, you can go here, here. I like to have it about there. Nice. And it's all controlled by 3 easy buttons. And I just love this desk. I love that I can just stand up if I'm feeling a little bit tired. There are 4 adjustable preset heights, so you can go to whatever height you want, and you just have that flexibility. If you're sitting for long hours in the day, you can stand up for a bit, and it's great. And it's got USB charging ports, so I can charge my phone. It's just fantastic. I don't know how I survived before this desk. My back thanks the desk and the chair so much, because now hopefully when I'm an old lady I won't look like this. So check out the link in the description down below and sort your workspace out, okay? They are currently having a sale, so go, go, go. If you everything in a diary, you wouldn't forget anything, okay? So the key here is wouldn't, would not, okay? So that helps us know what conditional this is, okay? So when we have would in a conditional, it's probably going to be second, okay? So if you wrote everything in a diary, you wouldn't forget anything. So that's how the second conditional works. When we talk about hypothetical realities, so, oh, if you did this, this would happen. Hypothetical realities in the present, we do if and past tense, past simple, then would or would not. So if you wrote everything in a diary, you wouldn't forget anything. And look at that, I'm advanced. Thank goodness for that. I can still be an English teacher. Brilliant. So how did you get on with that test? Did you know some of them? Did you know all of them? If you want me to do a C2 test, leave a comment down below and I'll see what I can do. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you can do so there. And if you want an online English lesson with me or my partner, the link for that is down below. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Ta-ta!